Hi guys, thank you for joining me on the budget channel. I hope you've all had a great week. We've had a pretty productive week with a bit of renovations and busy week at work. But today we've made time to set up the camera and go through last week's budget and see how we did, to do a weekly check-in and then also create paycheck budget for paycheck number 2. Losing all my words already, just starting, so it's not a good sign. So last week I posted the March 1 paycheck, and with the paycheck's income we've got $2,506.25, so only an extra 25 cents to what we budgeted. My husband and I are on salary, so we get the same pay every week. And we said zero rollover, but we actually had a rollover which was a balance left in our bank and in our cash of $65.76. So if you're new to watch me, I do most of the time trying to have a zero-based budget, so work my dollars right back to zero. But that doesn't mean I don't have any money in the bank. It just means that every cent is accounted for, so whether that be towards savings or towards bills. But you'll see as you follow through on my budgeting journey. So where are we going to start? So last week, as you can see, the mortgage is always the same because we're locked into a 3-year interest rate contract, so it's $310 per week. We pay that every Friday. IMB, which is my son's car loan. I've spoke about this previously, but my son's moved away to study, so I'm paying for his car, which is my choice. He hasn't asked, so I want to do that. And then both my husband and I have $100 every week, which is less than 10% of our budget, so I don't think that's too much. I do think, sometimes if you're on a lower income, $100 a week can be too much to give yourself, but sitting around 10% and less is fine. So every week we gift $20. That stays the same. So Lotto this week I budget $20, but I had a little bit of a win the previous week, so it only ended up costing us $7.55. So for the check-in we're under. So for our fixed expenses we budgeted $605. We only paid $592.55. So we came in $12.45 under there, plus $65.76 extra in our bank, so we're ahead $78.21 already. Our groceries, so when I'm speaking of groceries, that's groceries, coffee, eating out for the week. Sometimes we'll take eating out of miscellaneous, but this week we seem to have had a fair bit of money left because we did get a deal with U-Foods. So we bought 14 meals from U-Foods. My husband and I don't like to cook as much anymore now. There's just the two of us. So we heat up a lot of foods or cook very basic. So yeah, budget was $250. We only spent $239.55. Fuel, the budget was $50, and I wrote in $30.40, but that's actually wrong. Shouldn't be in the fuel. That should be, because we didn't spend any fuel money, and that's normal. I normally only fill up probably, gosh, now my whiteout's not going to work. I normally only fill up fuel every fortnight because we don't drive that far. So $30.40 was miscellaneous. Now, I did have $50 pulled out in cash of miscellaneous, which I didn't spend. And I actually spent that online because I purchased some stickers from Mum and Me, which I'll show you later on throughout the video. So yeah, so we budgeted $350 in total, and we only spent $269.95, so bit of a saving there. So car service, car rego, birthdays, Christmas and land rates. We always save $2.20 per week. Well, when we're budgeting, we haven't been budgeting for a while, so $2.20 per week for the sinking funds. So if you're not certain on what a sinking fund is, the way I use it is to save an amount per week for upcoming larger expenses. So your car service, one of our cars is about $1,000 a service. Car rego, which is due soon, I calculate how much it is at car registration renewal, and then I divide it by the pays that we're going to get. We're a little bit behind on this due because we obviously haven't been saving over Christmas, New Year, when we got a little bit slack on our budgeting. So car rego is due towards the end of the month, so I'll have to put a little bit extra into it when it's due, but that's fine. Going forward, we'll have it saved in time for the next registration renewal. So birthdays every week, we put about $20 away just to have money to buy our family presents for their birthday, whether it be small or large. Sometimes we'll throw in extra money. It depends on how our money is at that time, and also who it is and how much we think we should spend. So land rate's $70 a week. I don't know about you guys where you live, but we live in the Fraser Coast of Queensland. Now land rates are expensive considering we don't have many footpaths, we don't have great services. So yeah, I'd say our land rates are a bit higher than they should be. So when it comes to savings, we're doing pretty well in savings at the moment, probably over 40% saved, which is just in like renovations and travel, which is good. So our bills account savings is, like it says, it's an account that I hold money in, accumulated every week for our bills, because towards the end of the month I seem to have a lot of bills come out at once. So just save bits of it every week rather than a whole paycheck go to bills at the end of the month. So yeah, we budgeted $280, we spent $280. Renovations, we budgeted to transfer $851 into the renovation account. We transferred $901, so we've saved that. And travel, saved $200, and we've saved $200. Budgeted $200, and we actually saved $200 is what I was meant to say. I'm a little bit nervous, which is really silly because nobody sees me, but I feel a little bit nervous because I haven't been doing this for very long. Anyway, so as I wrote in my notes, the groceries equals eating out in groceries. It's not just what we get at Woolworths or Aldi or wherever it is we choose to shop. It's a mixture of where we get our food and where we get our pet food, where we get our cleaning products. That's all out of that groceries allocated money. So at the end of this, I checked out all these totals last night and we still had $108.51, which we're rolling over. That's not only in our bank, like our checking account, which is the account we leave money in for our bills and our mortgage. It's actually a little bit of cash in my wallet as well. But anyway, what we'll do is we'll take that $108.51 and we'll roll it over into my next paycheck, which is paycheck number 2. And I haven't wrote it in this book, which I will later. I actually went back to my Erin Condren for paycheck 2, because to be honest, I love Erin Condren. I love the budget planner as well, and that's a great Australian budget planner. But sometimes I miss me Erin Condren. I've been using Erin Condren for years, and lately I've not been working with it as much, and I've missed it. So I've purchased a few stickers from Mum and Me Handmade Designs, which is an Australian store that's online. So Mum and Me Handmade Designs. I think I've got her name on the bottom of this sticker here. And yeah, she does some really good stickers, and they're quite good when you remove them. They don't pull the paper up. So let's go back to our monthly calendar. So with the monthly calendar, I just highlighted in purple all the birthdays that we have this year. So my nephew's birthday, our grandson's birthday, and my sister, and my younger sister's birthday, so had a lot going on this month. But what we do each week is we budget and highlight in a separate colour for each week, so we're aware of what bills are due in each paycheck. So we're doing the paycheck from the 10th to the 16th, so everything in yellow is due this week. So let's go back to the budget. Sorry, whoa. Paycheck number 2, and write in our figures for the week. So March 10 to March 16. Let me just, excuse me for a moment, get the rollover amount is $108.51. So $108.51. So I'm writing this on the Friday, which is our payday, so and our first day of our budget, so I know that's the actual totals. And our income, gosh, I've gone blank, I can't remember. $2,506.25, 2,506.25, and that's our actual. And bill rollover, actually didn't even think about that. So we've saved $280 from the first week of the month, so we won't be probably saving the $280 this week, and we will. Let me just check how much the bills are for the week. $200 for Ergon, which is a bit higher. I think it was $300 it came into. $295 it was. $295 plus 95 plus 94.35 plus 30 equals. So the 280 last week plus the 280 this week would make 560. So I'll just write a note, because obviously I won't save the whole 280 this week either. I'll take the 280 plus 280 minus 514.20 35 5 equals minus 10 cent equals. So 45.65 would be the only amount that I put into the bill account this week. Because if my totals are right, $280 a week should cover it mostly. A bit different with Ergon, because obviously that the totals come through differently all the time, but on average, all our expenses besides our mortgage and our, fuel and food is around $280 a week. So all our bills. Anyway, let's start over. So our bill rollover, we're going to roll over the $280 from last week. So we know that, and that will be 0. Variance. So let's have a look at the totals. $108.51 still left in our bank and our coins, plus 2506.25 in wages. So sorry, did that wrong. 108.51 rollover, plus income 2506.25 plus 280 we're pulling back in from the bank, from the bill rollover account. So total is $2,894.76. Write that in the actual. So that's what we've got to work with this week. So let's go back to our expenses. I'll fold this over. Sorry guys, I actually write on an angle, can't help it. So our mortgage, as we'll estimate, 310, and that came out today, so I know that's 310. So $55 for IMB, no variance there. $100, there'll be no variance there. $100, there will be no variance there. So we just get our $100 and do whatever it is. We don't track it. As long as we don't go over it, we always keep on to our $100. We're right. So gifting, It's $20. I get that automatically deducted out of our account, so there's never any variance there. Lotto, we are budgeting 20. YouTube is 30. Telstra every month for our internet is 95. Ergon 295. How do I know that total Ergon? We get the bill at the end of the month, so it's due around the 15th. So within 10 to 16th it's due, and I've already got the bill, so I know it's 295. So groceries, we'll budget 250, like I said. That includes washing powder, any cleaning products, pet food, groceries from the store, coffee, and hopefully minimal takeaway because we're trying to cut out the bad foods. Fuel, $50. Paul drives his work car. I have a Honda which I only drive a 7-minute drive to work, so we don't use much fuel. So average about $50 a week, and probably spend $70 to $80 per fortnight. So what I'm going to do is when I have any cash left over, I'm going to roll it over, and at the end of the month, any money that I've got left over, I'm going to decide what I want to do with it. And I'm thinking that will be to add extra money into savings, whether it be for travel, whether it be to renovations. We'll just choose that on a month-by-month basis. So miscellaneous, that can be for anything we choose. Swimming, cinema, takeout, breakfast, whatever. So yeah, we've got a $50 budget for miscellaneous. Sinking funds. So in my sinking funds, I save $220 per week. And as I've told you before, when we just checked in, for car registration, we save $60 a week, $20 a week to the car service, $50 a week to Christmas, $20 a week to birthdays, and $70 a week to, hopefully I remember all those totals correctly, $70 a week to land rates. So that's saved each week. Renovations, so I've saved that in cash currently. Renovations, we have a bank account for. Just to give my husband a card, because obviously when we would need to pay for items to renovate, it's easy to access the money. And we can also track it by the bank account, so I like that to be in the bank. So let's just go back, and before we put these totals in, we'll always save $200 for travel as well. So we plan on travelling hopefully overseas once a year, now COVID's gone away. But let's work out these totals so I know how much left I have to spend for these items, and also left over for saving into our renovation account. So let's start again. Back to zero. So we've got an income of $2,894 and 76 cents, and we're going to minus. Well, actually, let's total those. Put it there, and then minus it from this total. So 310 plus 55 plus 100 plus 100 plus 20 plus 20 plus 30, 95, 295, 250, 50. So this week's bills, which is pretty high for us, $1,375. And then we've got 220 that we put into sinking funds, 45.65 plus 200. So far in the savings we're at $465.65 plus the $1,375 in expenses makes it for $1,840.65 minus $2,894.76 income leaves us with $1,054.10. Sorry guys, made a mess of it there, for renovations. So if you add this correctly, we'll total that off. Let's total that savings. So 220 plus 45.65 plus $1,054.10 plus 200 equals 151,975 in savings. So 1375 plus 1519.75 should equal 2894.75, and it does. So there you go, guys. What I'll do is throughout the week I write down daily what I'm spending so I can keep on top of what the expenses are. And also we have a Budgeting Australia Facebook page, so I post daily for the month of March what we're spending, because we're hoping this month to have 8 no spend days, so see how we go. And then next week I'll come back in, check in with that, and then use the budget planner I think again next week for our next budget. Whilst I missed the Erin Condren, I have noticed I don't have as much room, so that is probably the reason I went away from budgeting in the Erin Condren in the first place. But yeah, I still love it, and a lot of people still make that work. So thank you again for joining us. Please share any tips you have about budgeting, because I love to learn, and I hope you follow me throughout the year, where we're going to try and post weekly to hold ourselves accountable. So let me know in comments below if you'd like posts on our renovation budget and what it is we're renovating, how much is that costing us, how much work we're doing ourselves when we're paying others. So lots going on this year, a lot of hard work, a lot of money being spent and not so much saved, but it is for an asset, so it's not too bad. Anyway, have a great weekend. Thank you for joining me. Bye. See you guys.